Ah, we have a chat. Okay. Oh my God, what a headache. I'm sorry, guys. So I know I said 1:15 and then I realized I could just go live anyway. So whatever. But some people are not going to be here till 1:17. So let's hang out for like 10 minutes and then we'll get into the spreads. Uh, let's see. Hail Vibrations, long time watcher, first time caller. It's cute. I haven't heard about that. I got my black pink candle. You know, I love those. I love those candles. I don't buy them often, but yeah, if you have different color combinations for candles, like if you're into candle magic, you can use them for different things. Like I'm trying to think of a common one. Like red and black is pretty common for power. Um, like, you know, feeling more powerful in your energy, also for protection and manifestation and protection. It's good for that. White and black is very, very typical for protecting yourself against people and negative energies. Very typical for that. There's like health ones too. Yeah, there's some like really cool ones out there. Uh, Good morning, everyone. Hey guys, I am so sorry for all the confusion. I was like, when I went live, I was like, wait, where is my chat? And I completely, like, I don't know why I didn't even think about that. Thanks to those who mentioned the new link in the old Patreon post. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. That's what happens when you're not like, when technology has a bad relationship with you. That's even in my chart, which like cracks me up that like, even like based in my chart, like me and technology just do not get along. When did it start? I feel like I shifted a few minutes. So that's the thing. Guys, I'm sure you guys had crazy dreams last night. I'd be shocked if you didn't have crazy dreams last night. I had one that was partly prophetic, and partly some shadow stuff. I had another one that was purely prophetic for the collective. And then I had another one. Oh, I guess that's also a mixture of like prophetic for the collective as well, but mostly for like star seeds light workers. Yeah, there was a lot going on last night, and I woke up and I was like, oh my God, things are different. uh, let's see, so many downloads. Definitely had crazy dreams. I woke up exhausted. Yeah, I woke up tired too. I'm on like my second cup of coffee. I can't remember mine. That's okay. Petersite is one of my favorite new stones because there are a lot of stones that'll help you with like remembering dreams and like even bringing on visions, right? I would typically use like selenite or tektite, but Petersite is one of my new favorites for that. I dreamt that I went snowboarding with a friend from high school, my grandpa who passed. There's a lot of family stuff coming up in dreams. Like, be ready for that if you're not having that yet. There's a lot of family stuff coming up in dreams, and that's no coincidence. I'm still trying to figure out what mine meant. Very crazy dreams, and I never remember. Aloha from Austria. Hi, aloha. I had prophetic dreams too, and I'm still feeling messed up. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I meditated very heavily before going live, and that really helped me a lot. Like, there's a lot of things we can do to really like ease some of the stuff that's going on right now. So there's actually a lot of things I want to tell you guys before we even get into the spreads and all of that. One big thing that was coming up and even came up last night in one of the dreams I had. So I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this. I don't want you guys to feel, okay, I'm gonna preface it with this. I don't want you guys to feel bad about this. If anything, I want you guys to feel like what I'm about to say is just indicative of how powerful you all are. Like that's the thing to like take away from what I'm about to say. You're all very powerful, okay? Very powerful. We do a lot of work with the collective. We do a lot of work with Gaia. We do a lot of work with galactic beings. Like we're powerful individuals. So one thing they were really hitting home is that nobody's coming, is what was basically being told to me. And this is something that they told me like a month ago. And at the time I was like, I'll be honest, sometimes I'm a little dismissive of the messages I get. I'm like, okay, like it was so faint at the time, and then it came up again a few days ago, and then it came up again last night. And this time it came with a really like dramatic scene, and I was like, okay, I understand. So basically, there's a lot that's going to be continuing to happen. We're going to see more and more events that are more and more intense than the events before. As far as the collective dismantling of the patriarchy, death of masculine energy, the whole roller coaster of what we're going through in the process for the next 3 years, okay? This is going to be a long process. And when I say 3 years, I mean 3 years. Like until 2023, 2024, it's going to be these waves of intensity, right? And we're going to feel that. I'm clarifying, Anima. Don't worry. You're like, what does that mean? I could feel your anxiety. Like, I'm clarifying. So as a lot of these like intense energies come up for us with the collective and we get tired or exhausted or we're getting attacked by people, like that's also gonna be a thing because people are working through their craziness, right? Right, you guys can see that very clearly. So people might push back on you. You might feel emotionally worn down, emotionally attacked by people. You might energetically feel worn down by people. And there's going to be this tendency for us to be like, well, I need to go and recover. And there is a whole thing of like, yes, we need to take care of ourselves. The thing that they're really emphasizing with me though is that don't get so caught up in needing to recover all the time. Or don't get so caught up in, oh, this is hard, let me go rest. Because we're getting to a time where nobody's coming to help us. It's us. Like, you know what I mean? It's us and our galactic families who are the help, right? So we can support each other, we can help each other, but we can't keep going into things are crazy, I need to go retreat. Things are crazy, I need to go recover. No, things are crazy and we signed up for the crazy. Right? No one's coming. We are the help. No one's coming. We are the help. And that was shown to me in such a dramatic way. And I was like, oh God. I was like, I get it. Like understood. But of course, there's a lot of us, right? And we can hold space for each other along with the collective as well, right? It's like we're a team for a reason, right? If it was just one of us on the whole planet, like there's no way in hell that would ever happen, right? There's no way in hell like we'd ever be able to help anybody. But yeah, that came in really strong. Another thing that was coming up when I was meditating, sorry, I'm just giving you guys a bunch of messages before we've been talking about the spreads. And it's probably going to be repetitive too when we do the spreads, because I think a lot of this has to do with the eclipse energy as well, with the stuff that's coming in with the eclipse energy. This was really interesting. They were bringing up independent thinking in meditation. And you know, this is also part of programming, right? And like polarity versus like unity, where as a mentality and part of our programming, it's like we're so used to hearing information and wanting to hold on to it. We're so used to getting information and trying to make it make sense, right? There's a need to like let go of that, because what happens is people just want to hold on when things are ever changing, right? And we're literally changing reality, right? I mean, if we hold on to anything, that's just more and more of emphasizing holding on to things that need to change anyway. You know what I mean? Even if it needs to change a month from now, time is, crazy. We really need to be very conscious of how we're holding on to things and how we're re-emphasizing to hold on to certain things and certain ideologies and ways of thinking. Even if it's paved with good intentions, right? Even if it's coming from a good place, we need to really be aware of that, because we are powerful, right? And we can really reinforce that for the collective in a way that we don't mean to. And I was like, I felt like I was almost getting a talking to be honest with you. I was like, oh, this is like so much, but I get it. It's like, because we're also working with the changes ourselves individually along with the collective. So it's just a lot, right? It's just a lot. Going back to independent thinking, there's also this like a pack mentality stuff is coming up too. You guys are probably already seeing that, noticing that, but pack mentality is going to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It's part of that polarity, right? It's part of the polarity shadow shit that, we need to evolve and work through and work out and process. And it's all a process, right? It's not going to be overnight, but pack mentality is going to be really big, even within the spiritual community. And to be very cognizant of that, because the pack mentality is going to be sucking people kind of away from their own independent thinking, which we are all here for our own reason, right? We are who we are, we have our skills, because we're a unique piece of the puzzle. So if all of us are getting on the same bandwagon of a thought and holding on to it, that's going to really delay the work that we need to do. Does that make sense? I was like, again, they were giving me a lot and I was like, okay, I gotta so I gotta figure out how to communicate this effectively, because there's a lot of layers to these messages, right? But yeah, but even within the spiritual community, try really hard to not allow people within the spiritual community to push and pull you as far as their perspectives and ideologies, because your unique perspective is your unique perspective for a reason, and it needs to stay that way. because it's part of the work it's part of what's going to push you to do the work that you need to do in your own individual way, not based off of, well, that part of the spiritual community is saying this, and I do resonate with that, but I also resonate with this. But since I resonate with this group, I'm going to gravitate towards this group and keep hearing what they have to say, instead of just being in your own space and thinking of and having your own messages and own unique perspective on it. Hold on a second. Damn, already? Ah. Oh, goodness. Oh. Oh, good Lord. Sorry, guys. I guess there's a lot of truth that was coming up with that one. Oh. Hold on. What is this? Need help. The roof of my mouth. Come back. Is throbbing. My ears are clogged. What's happening to me? Any idea? That could be a number of things. Honestly, that could be a number of things from biological standpoint or spiritual standpoint. It could be that you're integrating a lot of energy. It could be that you are acting as a battery, or you're actually needing to ground and like send the energy back into Gaia. Biologically, come back. Biologically, you could be running a fever, right? So like it just depends on your own context and what you believe is going on with you, right? But that's in the realm of what's possibly going on with you. But if you feel like it's spiritual, then definitely talk to your guides. But I would definitely at least try to go at it from a biological standpoint and like do what you can to make yourself feel better. Like it sounds like a lot of inflammation if it's biological. Excuse me. So to do what you can to reduce your inflammation, if that is what it is, because it also sounds like that could possibly be high blood pressure as well. Again, if it's biological. But I always encourage ruling out the biological first, guys. Always try to, because it's never a bad idea. But if it is spiritual and energetic, that's what I would say it is. It's integrating, and you're harnessing a lot of energy. You need to send it into the earth, and by doing that, you ground to do that. Excuse me. We're all entitled to feel the way we feel, but reading the room will help us avoid a lot of backlash. Prescribing how others should feel during this time will get you got. Yeah. Oh, I'm aware. Oh, I'm like, oh God. Yeah, I think that's definitely true. But and that does play into like all the messages they were giving me, right? So as a lot of you are star seeds or light workers or whatever label you want to put on yourself of what you are and who you are, you're awake. You're awake and you know how to manipulate energy. You're connected, you get messages, you know that you can help the collective in some way, no matter how you view what your role is, but it needs to stay your perspective. It needs to stay your role, and you can't allow anyone, including me, like if you start to not resonate with me, that's totally cool. Like I'm not taking it personal at all. Like we all have our own, evolution and flow, right? And sometimes people come in our lives for a reason for a short amount of time, right? But yeah, you can't allow anybody right now to affect your perspective, or to even if you have love for them. Like, for a lot of us, it's not even going to be people that we have strife with. It might even be people that we have a lot of love for, and it's like, and that's why it can be really easy, right? With the people around us we have love for, doesn't mean that you need to take on parts of their perspective. It needs to stay yours. All right. So just try to take time out of your day to always check in with yourself on that. Like, some of the things that were coming to me as far as like how to do this with myself was like, and we might be doing it to people unknowingly as well. Just to reemphasize that, we might be doing it to people unknowingly, and to really sit down and be like, what are we asking anything of people in our lives? Are we asking anything of people? Are they asking things of us? Am I pulling on people? Am I pushing people? Am I getting pulled? Am I getting pushed? Really spend a lot of time thinking about that if you can. That's going to really just help you stay in your own role a lot better. Okay. Woo. Lots of shit. I'm just happy there's so many people uniting to fight a common enemy. I feel my family coming closer together as a unit. That's going to be big for the next couple months. Family and tribe, specifically family, is going to be really, really huge, because we are moving away from the old. And that means really resolving a lot of old timeline stuff and like big timeline stuff that really affects our foundations, right? And of course, for a lot of you, that also affects like ancestral stuff as well. And it's going to be big. We're seeing the masculine still die in phases. And also, a lot of like mother wound is coming up and will continue to come up for the next couple months with all this Cancer energy, emphasizing that as well. That's me more in like the divine feminine role. So you might notice that in your own family. Like, I would take a look at your family. If you feel like your family's coming together, like, look at how it's happening. Like, is it addressing feminine wounding in your family, or some kind of deep like mother daughter, mother child sort of themes that are starting to break down and get resolved and purged out of the timeline and the frequency of your family? Like, I would take a look at that, and see if that's why it's happening. But yeah, guys, oh my God, so much information, so much information, and so much going on. It's insane. Can't wait for the divine feminine revolution. I need to figure out how to manipulate energy intentionally, because right now I'm in a spot of accidental energy manipulation, if that makes sense. Oh no, that makes sense, because we're doing it all the time, right? I think that's something else that I think people are not always aware of, and even myself sometimes I lose track of doing that, because we're always interacting with energy. Like, that's just the functionality of energy. Energy is always interacting with energy, even if it's a cup of coffee, a person, a timeline. Energy is always interacting with other energy, which is always manipulating other energy and transmuting other energy. Sometimes it's in very minor, mundane ways, and sometimes it's in very big, drastic ways, like we see in collective shifts, right? So we're always doing it. We're always doing it. Just sometimes we're more aware of it than other times, right? But definitely, like, actually, that's something that I think I might meditate on later. Like, everyone's always doing that, always. And some of us are just really powerful too, right? It's weird. I seem to thrive when the world is in chaos. I don't know if it's normal, but I get tunnel vision and go harder and can focus, push out distractions. I'm like that too. Oh, come back. Josie, that's okay. Usually I'm like that too. So that's totally okay. We're like 17 minutes in. We should probably get to the spreads. What will the full moon affect Sag, Sun, and rising signs the most? And hold on. And that way during other shift changes. Did that make sense? Rachel, you're cute. I'm trying hard to understand the question. Wait, will the full moon affect Sag, Sun, and rising? Oh, you're asking if it'll affect that the most. I feel like, how do I say this? We can always say that it's going to affect, oh, come back, a certain sign the most. And I even used to say that, but I don't say that anymore, because our charts are also unique, like all of us, right? And it really comes down to the chart and what aspect of your life is really important at that time, right? So let's say you're not a Sag, Sun, or rising or moon. Let's say you're like a water sign, for example, but you're really focused on like family, right? You're really focused on your family. That's like your whole life right now. If your fourth house is Sag, then you're going to be incredibly impacted, even though you're not like a sun, moon, or rising. You know what I mean? It really comes down more to the houses than anything. And if you are a Sag, like moon or sun, depending on what houses those sit in, those houses will probably be affected for you, because that's part of your being, is that you find those houses to be important to you on a passionate level, because you're a sun and moon, right? Sag, and it sits in a certain house. So that's what I have to say about that. But anyway, let's get started on spreads. We're almost 20 minutes in. Let's start some spreads, because another cool thing, and I think I'm gonna do it with you guys today. Can you tell I'm all excited? Oh God, I feel so much better after having those dreams. So my guides, I sat with them this morning. Like I said, I also did heavy meditation today. And I have 2 decks that I've used with you guys. You guys are aware of them. The Angels and Ancestors deck and the Starseed Oracle deck. But you guys don't have this. It is a cool deck to get, especially for the times that we're in. I feel like it actually resonates more now than it did when it came out in January. Anyway, they asked me to put the decks together. And I was like, oh no, that actually sounds very powerful. And I used it with myself a little bit today. And I was like, oh, I got the chills talking about it. It's like, oh no, that's an amazing idea. Because that's something else that I think is going to be, sorry, so many messages today. That's something else that's going to be coming to the forefront too with the collective, is realizing how much of indigenous cultures and practices and our very Gaia-like ancestors, like that realm of our understanding, which is very 3D. I'm using 3D because you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. All of that realm of spirituality is very much connected to starseed origins, galactic origins, cosmic origins, all of that. Like they're very highly connected, and that's only going to be more evident moving forward, right? And at the same time, we have a spirit team. They all work together anyway, right? Anyway, so it's going to be very evident. So yeah, it feels like it's time for that, and I think I'll be using that today with you guys. Okay, I do want to get started though. I do want to get started. So let's go ahead and do the first spread. I normally do Romance Angels. I actually don't want to do that one today. Yeah, I don't. This is interesting. The new moon, full moon cycle videos might be very different moving forward. I don't want to use the Romance Angels at all today. It feels very wrong and inappropriate. What do you think? Wait, what do you make both decks into one? Isn't Oh, it's harder to shuffle, but you know, I shuffle for a living, so you get used to it. So yeah, it's kind of thick. But yeah, I shuffled it really well to get it fairly even. Like you can see all like the blues and whites. And like I said, I gave it a little test run today with myself to see if I could also shuffle it. Yeah. Angels and Ancestors, dude, I just got the Oracle and the Sun card from that deck. The Sun card came out for me today too. Probably a collective thing as well. Don't use it. Yeah, it doesn't feel, and that's the other thing too. Like as time has gone on, like certain decks like that have been in the community for a while, or it's like geared towards, a certain theme of energy that the collective has been writing for a while, are starting to not really resonate. Are starting to feel like, okay, that time is done, right? It's really starting to feel like that. This is going to be so interesting. I'm getting excited, but also all of a sudden I got a little nervous for some reason. I'm actually feeling really pulled to the Goddess deck. And I never use that as like a primary. I always use it as like advice, but that feels appropriate. So I'm going to go with it as the first spread. This is going to be interesting. I feel like a little kid. This is like really fun. Yeah, so I'm going to use the Goddess and that's weird. I call it gods. There's only goddesses in here. Anyway, I just feel like a major open conduit right now. So let's use this deck as the primary and just see what happens. Okay. Any messages? Ooh, that was very quick. I already got one. Yeah, that was Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. I literally just feel like get to work is like honestly how this is feeling to me. Get to work. That's honestly how it feels. It feels really good though. It feels really good. It feels very fun. It's like finding the fun in work again, finding the fun in working with your hands, finding the fun in working with your inner child and your passion. Like there's also something about the unknown that's coming up with this too. Okay, so you guys know me. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm getting, even if some of you might find it hard to hear. Some of you are having a really hard time accepting the unknown, like having a really hard time allowing yourself to go to the unknown, and it's affecting your work, it's affecting your creativity, or it's affecting your path quite a bit. Okay, that's really weird what they just showed me. They just showed me a heart, but it was like surrounded by like darkness. I'm not saying your hearts are dark. I'm not saying that. It's like, that was really weird. Like they literally just showed me like darkness with like a heart right dead center. Yeah, there's something going on in the heart space. And again, it might not be for all of you, right? That's why we do a few spreads. But there's something at the heart space here where it's like not open to the unknown, like not open to like even creative passions in the unknown. This is kind of interesting. Like whatever you're wanting to do or wanting to create, or like the things that are fun for, even the things that are fun for you, there's something about like exploring new territory, but you're too afraid to in the realm of creation, in the realm of this could be a fun adventure. Like I'm not even talking romance. Like this just feels purely about being creative and working with your hands or having like a new hobby, like things like that. That's really interesting. It might even be a good exercise to like pick something you've literally never tried and just try it. If you're feeling resistance to me even saying that, you're probably in this boat. Yeah, like that's literally what I'm feeling. Like there's so many things we can do as like just, in these vessels and all the different, just everything. I mean, there's so many things in the world that we can do that we can pick up as a hobby or that we could just try that we've never tried before. Like that amount of stuff is kind of endless. That's an endless list of things that we've never done in our own vessels in this incarnation. It's a time to try that out. It's going to be very key to your path. Okay. Interesting. Let's keep going. Any other messages from the cards are coming out so fast today? I just had major chills run through my body. We have Dana and Bast. What was I saying with independent thinking? Yeah. Oh my God. High Priestess. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Yeah, this is coming back to what I was getting before. Again, like I said, some of this might be repetitive because I was just blabbling to you guys about everything. There is a lot of power in your individual thoughts, in your independent thinking, your own unique perspective, because it's part of your path and the work you're supposed to do. And if we get caught up in doing the same things over and over because of the people in our life, or we just keep gravitating towards what our group is doing, what our tribe is doing, we're going to get a little bit further off our path or not progress on our path enough, right? So to stay rooted in what we know in our individual incarnations and what we know for our individual work, right? And our individual perspective, right? We're all the sum of, okay, how do I say this? We're all parts of the sum. It's like a picture, right? Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, can I think of an example? Like the Lego sets. When I was a kid, I loved Legos. Legos? Legos. When I was a kid, I loved Legos. I loved the thrill of like taking it with one piece and just building something grand out of it. I loved that. Like that was the kind of kid I was. I was always taking things apart, putting them back together. Like that was me. We're all a Lego piece that makes up the bigger picture. We all have to be different. And that's okay. Yeah. So just keep embracing that. Let's keep going. Dana is giving me Gloria Steinem vibes. Same, I do the same. I like Sekhmet. Sorry, I'm late. Oh, no worries. We're really just getting started because I was talking so much in the beginning. Any other messages from my patrons regarding the full moon Sag cycle? Okay, we got another one. Let's see here. Ooh, purification, Coventina. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. Honestly, I feel like this is stripping away the influence of others. To be completely honest with you, that's what I'm feeling with this. Like getting back to your pure perspective and stripping away the things that don't apply or that you've, because you had an affinity towards a group or an overall idea, right? You might have been taking on things knowingly or not that are not really part of your own unique perspective. Stripping that away to be purely in your own independent thought. Wow. So you can create. Yeah, I'm also getting that too. Like for some of you, there's like, you guys have held back on trying new things or certain things because of what the people around you might have thought, or just because you didn't have time to, because you were investing too much in other people. I'm also getting that. Like there's a need to invest in things you haven't done or haven't tried because you have been subtly, for some it's just subtle, like a subtle influence of like the pack mentality. God, this is so fascinating. And Sag is very independent, right? Sagittarian energy is very, very independent, and that very independent. So that's why it's being emphasized like this, right? That's such a beautiful card. Yeah, the cards here are so awesome. Yeah, this one's really pretty. I like this one a lot. Now on the bottom, we have White Tara, sensitivity. This is just hitting home with everything I was already saying. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. Like I said, it's like there's been holding back on trying new things or trying things that are outside the realm of comfortability because you're holding on to either like a tribal mentality, a pack mentality, or just what you picked up with family, or even in your current life, like people that you love and care about kind of taking on their perspective, and it kind of distorts your unique perspective, and there's a sensitivity about that. We're all sensitive here. We're all empathic here, right? So to be mindful of that you are very likely to pick up and feel what others think and feel, but you need to stay very pure right now in your own independent thought. Okay. And to definitely create, like, oh my God, this is such a fun energy, guys. Like, this is screaming, like, have fun with what you do. Have fun with how you create. Just have fun. Have fun and do things you haven't done before. Interesting. Okay. So let's break this down a little bit. I mean, again, it might be repetitive because I think we got a lot of messages here. But let's look at this card. I think we're going to get a lot off of this one. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that. Stay pure and have fun with how you create. Yeah, exactly. Apparently I'm extremely different. Well, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, honestly, guys, there's so much beauty in all of our uniqueness, right? Like, and that is kind of the thing about pack mentality. I mean, there's a lot of dangers and benefits to having a pack, right? Because if it's a pack, there's something underlying that's bringing you guys together. But if you stay a pack and you stay stuck in a pack mentality and what comes with that, you just become kind of the same, right? When we're all unique for a reason, right? It's like, there's a whole lot, like, we can really get into the whole like psychological discussion of pack mentality, but that would take hours. That would take hours. So let's not go there. But let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, let's do Witch's Tarot. Tell me about Saraswati. And as you guys know, because we're using the Goddess deck, you can call on any of these energies at any time. Like if you're wanting more of the independent thought or be put into that more, you call upon Dana and Bast. When you're ready to create and try new things, even if you're feeling like a little hesitant to, Saraswati, to strip away the pack mentality and whatever influence they've had on you, Coventina. If you're struggling with being sensitive and empathic, White Tara. Okay. Tell me about Saraswati. Tell me about Saraswati. Tell me about Saraswati. Yeah, I'm getting like lack of attention here. 6 of Wands in reverse, Jupiter, Leo energy. God, I just got another weird thing. Like when you go up a hill and it's like, I just saw like a train going up a hill and it's almost like when there's not enough steam or momentum, it's like, and then it drags down a little bit. Again, it's this lack of progress, right? This lack of progress in whatever it is like your path entails, what your unique role entails. There's a lack of progress there because there's no attention being put to where it needs to go as far as like the unknown is concerned in your creative endeavor or how it is you need to create and have fun. Excuse me. Yeah. More attention is needed. More attention is needed in your uniqueness and embracing your uniqueness. Tell me more about Saraswati. Too many. Can I get less cards, please? Tell me more about Saraswati. Tell me about Saraswati. Ooh. Did you guys hear that? It's like, I swore I heard thunder for a second and a huge gust of wind came in. I swore I heard thunder. Oh, that was weird. So 7 of Swords in reverse, Aquarian energy. So a little bit of that like self-sabotaging, right? There's a little bit of that, like sabotaging our path a little bit, sabotaging our roles a little bit because we're not putting attention on how we are unique and what makes our role our specific role, right? I heard it. Okay. It's raining now. We got a storm by me. Oh shit. Because it's like, I'm in Arizona. It's like, it's been super hot, no clouds, no nothing for quite a while. And I'm just like, oh, even all of a sudden it got like gloomy here. Oh, that's eerie. It's a little eerie. It's raining where I am. Self-sabotage is one of my best talents. It's about to storm here. Oh my God. I've been getting a lot of, Zeus popping up. I was talking to somebody this morning and she was too, in a very like profound way. And I've been getting a lot of Odin coming through, which Zeus and Odin are very highly correlated. Uh, and you know, honestly, guys, that's the other thing too. I don't think I mentioned this in the full moon Sag. I know I mentioned the earthquakes. I know I mentioned that, but I do feel like there's gonna be like a natural disaster period, like where it's not just gonna be one thing. I think it's gonna be many things, including like storm season, because storm season's right around the corner, right? For a lot of places in the world. Um, yeah, I think that's gonna be playing a very big role, a very big role. That's what I just heard Poseidon. Um, yeah, so I think we're gonna be seeing a lot of gods waking up, or like the energy of these god archetypes, like kind of taking a role as far as like gods and goddesses that are about the elements. I'm getting water and sky specifically, like water and sky specifically. I'm just listening. I don't think volcanic activity is going to be like big, but I think there's going to be a little bit of that. I think there might be a little bit of that. Like Pele just came to mind. Anyway, let's move forward. You guys know me, I can just sit and channel and hang out with you guys forever. All right, tell me about Sarasvati. Yeah, a lot of fire here. Not surprising because it's about creation. Tell me about Sarasvati. Okay. Ten of Wands, Sag energy. So again, a bit of like a stressful energy, and like almost like there's a long road ahead is also the energy I'm getting. Like some of you might feel like the road ahead is really long and maybe not as short and sweet as you anticipated. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling. Almost like, ooh, that looks like 10 miles, not two. Like it's like all of a sudden I got that energy that might come on if you start like exploring more of the things you've never tried, and like being creative in ways you've never been creative before. Um, yeah, all of a sudden I'm getting that, like all of a sudden you're realizing your path is way longer, but we all have long paths. We're all gonna be here for a long time, right? Don't let that get you nervous. Don't let that get you nervous. I just felt that really strong. Yeah, Three of Wands, looking ahead, Aries energy. Yeah, I feel like you're looking at a long road and it's kind of freaking you out a little bit. It just enjoy it. Like guys, being in the now is also so important. Like we can think ahead as often as we want to, but we really only have the now, and so we can't get dismayed by what may or may not happen. What, right? We can't get dismayed or get discouraged by how long the road may be, because it can change. Anything's subject to change. Almost nothing is permanent. Excuse me. But that's definitely what I'm getting. Like that's definitely what I'm getting with this. Let's see what else came out here. Oh, Ten of Cups, Piscean energy with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Jupiter energy. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Pisces could also be water or fire. I love this energy. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, like that is definitely that needing to change, like needing to pivot, right? Like needing to close some cycles, open some cycles, all in the name of happiness and emotional pursuit. Again, emotional pursuit of your role, of your path. What's going to make you happy? What's going to make you happy is part of your mission anyway. Like that's kind of the beauty of all of this, which is why they're really emphasizing have fun, because your uniqueness comes from you being you. And as long as you're really being authentic and really being aware of how authentic your words are, your actions are, and they don't have any like other tastes of other people, like as long as you're really being unique and 100% in your own energy and acting out of that, you're going to be happy. You're going to have fun, and you're going to fulfill your role in your mission. It's when we stray from that. It's when we indulge too much in a pack mentality, or we indulge too much in what other people may be saying or like be stating as factual or part of like reality, that maybe you're like, oh, I don't feel that, but if everyone's saying it, you know what I mean? Like those little things, like trying so hard to steer away from that, right? Sorry, so many messages. They're also saying that you're part of the conversation. Like, what's the point of having a conversation if we're all saying the same thing? Right? What's the point of sitting around a table with like 20, 50 people to have a meeting or a discussion or an understanding, and we're all just saying the same thing over and over and over again to each other? We're all unique because we have a different voice to bring to the table, right? Overall, Two of Cups, Cancerian energy. This is, to me, is totally about alignment. and being in total emotional balance is what I'm honestly getting with this. Also embracing aspects of yourselves that you haven't been able to because you haven't explored that unknown. You know, a lot of this is also just exploring the unknown parts of yourself that have been wanting to come out. Like maybe some of your talents and gifts that you didn't even know were there because you never allowed yourself an opportunity to explore that, right? Like maybe I'm trying to think of an example. You know, maybe you've been very like art focused, right? Like maybe you've been very much like, I like to paint, I like to draw, I like to sketch, I like, you know, I like music. Like maybe you've been very focused on that when really like a really cool hidden talent of yours is really more like in the scientific realm of things. You know what I mean? It's like you haven't given yourself some opportunities because you've been hesitant to go towards things that make you uncomfortable or that you just never are just really unknown to you. It's like a foreign, that's what it is. It's a foreign energy. Something that feels very foreign to you, or something that your pack or your tribe or your family upbringing might have poo-pooed, right? Might have set you up to think like, you know, that's really below me, or that's like not for me, or, you know, only those kind of people do that. Even if it's super like faint of a voice, like really pay attention to that. Really pay attention to that. Okay. Oh, are we still on the first spread? I can't believe we're still on the first spread. So going further, like I said, your own independent thoughts and thinking, your own individual role. And then, like I said, shedding away little tastes and tidbits of other people in your pack, your family pack, your tribal pack, whatever, that have influenced your unique thought, your unique voice, your unique role, and whatever unique creation, you know, is yours, right? Boy, all right, let's do purification. God, I'm so tempted to use that deck. I just haven't listed it. That's like, this is one of the reasons I haven't used this deck yet, even though I've been wanting to. I just haven't listed it below for you guys yet, but I'm using it. It feels like I'm supposed to. See. Thank you. Graduated with my master's. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. You've got so many messages coming in. It's so much. I know it's a lot. It's like, it's even like overloading me. It was like, oh, there's more to say. All right. So let's do purification. I'm using the Tarot Illuminati for this one. Just no romance angels. Yeah. I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, I'm kind of tired of using that. It just doesn't feel appropriate anymore. Really? Clyde had to throw some books on the floor. Yeah, it just doesn't feel appropriate anymore, you know? All right, turn up purification. Turn up purification. Okay. It's still new, so it's very slippery. Time up purification. Time up purification. Time up purification. Time up purification. Ooh. Oh, there it is, the past. Look, 6 of Cups, tribe, family, childhood, other people. 6 of Cups, scorpionic energy. Sorry, you just have to laugh at that. You gotta laugh at that stuff, right? Yeah, basically how, again, it's all in the realm of pack mentality has really influenced you, right? And like even down to just like how you see people, right? Even down to that, it's like this is such an important time to be standing in like our 100% unique energy right here. Let's see. Time up purification. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Justice, Libra energy with the 2 of Cups, Cancerian energy. Again, I feel like this is all about alignment. Look at the balance in these cards, right? I feel like this is all about alignment. Yeah, and again, even embracing parts of yourself that haven't been allowed to be shown or that you haven't explored just because you didn't even know they were there, right? Because this pack mentality energy, again, in all the forms it comes with, has almost blinded you to those parts of you, like dismissed it before you even recognized it was even there in the first place. Yeah, it's almost like justice for yourself in a lot of way. Yeah, justice of your, hold on. Justice for yourself. Even the Two of Cups with the Six of Cups. The 6 minus 2 is what? The 4. The 4 of Cups. What happens in the 4 of Cups energy? We allow ego, which is a making up of of the tribes we've been around in our past, right? That blinds us to the things we can't see, to the things that are trying to come in, to the things that can even help us, but we're blind to it and dismissive of it because we think we know best, or because we think we know ourselves so well. It's always going to be a journey of getting to know yourself and having a relationship with yourself, right? This is something that like we kind of talked about a little bit like months ago, but we haven't really talked about that. Like it's so vital to have a very thorough, deep relationship with ourselves because, well, it's our own life, but we have such an effect on other people because we're always interacting with each other. We affect the collective and all of that. But if you don't have that relationship with yourself, you really don't know where you're going and you really don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So it's a lot of that. Tell me more about purification. Tell me more about purification. Overall, we've got the Prince of Swords. Wow. Gemini energy could also be air or fire. It's interesting to me that it's the Prince of Swords. So that's like the knight. That's like, again, that pursuit. So on the side of the creative part of you, like the role, the creative part of your role and the fun to be had in that, that's your emotional pursuit. Here we have this like pursuit of understanding, pursuit of clarity. Now what's interesting to me is underneath that, we've got the Ten of Swords, Gemini energy. Again, closing out cycles, like really letting the old polarity you, the old you that has these sprinkles of other like people and perspectives that are not yours that you shouldn't really be carrying around because, again, you're unique for a reason, right? Letting that die, right? And in letting that die, that's actually giving you that clarity of more of who you are and the aspects of who you are that you've never discovered that are really pivotal to where you're supposed to be going and what you're supposed to be doing. Wow. It might feel like a death. I'll be honest with you guys. It might feel like a death. It also may lead to some integration with all this Two of Cups energy as well. Now, keep in mind with integration, it's like, it can feel intense. It could feel fairly mild depending on what kind of integration we're doing, how intense it is, where we are in our life, because we're all different, as I keep saying over and over, right? I'm actually getting very like the feeling of death. And I don't want that to scare you guys, but like, how do I say this? Because I've experienced this before. And so I'm just putting it out there in case you guys run into this and you're like, what's going on? Where I've had that feeling of death, like I'm actually dying, like physically like dying. It definitely like scared me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, this is what dying feels like. But I was really just having an intense integration, right? It's like there's always a death energy with cycles. There's always a death energy with change and transformation, right? So if this is going to be a really intense integration for you, you might have that feeling. And obviously, like if you get scared and you're like, I need to go to a hospital, do what you got to do. I'm not telling you to lay down there and die. I'm not telling you to do that. But I'm just saying, don't be surprised if that kind of energy comes over you, if this ends up being an intense integration of just those aspects of yourself you haven't allowed to come out or explore. Okay. Spread 1 is done. I feel like that took a long time. Because we're like, what? Yeah, almost an hour and like 50 minutes. Okay. So I'm putting these aside before we get into the second one. I feel like I've died already a couple of times. It's crazy, LOL. And that's the thing too, because it's like, it is never ending, right? The death of the ego feels like you're dying. Yeah, it's like, it's never ending, right? It's like, you're always going to have these cycles of like, how do I say it? Ego energetic evolution. You're always going to have these cycles of death, right? And sometimes it's just going to feel way more intense than others. Because like, and that's the thing too, I think people, sorry, I'm like talking, I feel like I'm preaching a little and I don't like to feel preachy. I'm just telling you guys how I feel. I've also been trying to practice being very blunt and honest, as if I'm not blunt already, but just being very honest with what I feel. I don't like to feel preachy. I really don't. It kind of bothers me and then I realize I'm falling into it and then I'm like, well, it feels like I'm supposed to, so I'm running with it, trying to become more comfortable with it and not in a negative way. things are ever changing. And I know we say that all the time. I know we hear that all the time, but sometimes we lose track of what that really means, right? If reality is changing and timelines are always changing and energy is always being transformed and transmuted, it means we're constantly changing and we're constantly transforming. And so is our ego, right? Yeah, and so is our ego. Like I personally, this is just my own personal belief, right? So again, my own perspective, don't have to agree with me. Just wanting to share with you guys. Like I don't believe in a single ego healing or ego death is some term that some people like to use. I don't believe in that because we're always evolving anyway. And so is everything else and everything around us and everything we're connected to, right? So anyway, talking so much. My point is, if it feels intense for you and that comes over you, don't be surprised. That's my own point. That's just the only point I was trying to make with that. And I went off the roads in my tangent. Okay. Moving on to the second spread. Oh, we need some of this preaching. Okay. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't think my guides would let me just go on a roll like this if I wasn't supposed to. Because I don't like to be preached at. I'll say it that way. I don't like being preached at. But then again, if I'm like seeking out guidance, I'm seeking out guidance, right? Maybe that's some of my own shit I need to just resolve within myself. But yeah. Yeah, and I guess that's okay. Well, let's get a little personal for a second. Yeah, I think that's why I don't like the word. I think that's why I really don't like the word preach, because I'll be honest, I have a little bit of a negative connotation with it. And I'm realizing as I'm talking about it, like that definitely comes from my family. Everyone in my family preaches, and not necessarily from the greatest of places. I think that's why I have such a negative connotation with it. So yeah, that's my own shit. That's my own shit I need to like deal with. I've been noticing my cycle, been lining up with the moon cycle. Oh, that's so cool. For me personally, like the way I look at that, like when your menstrual cycle lines up with the moon cycle, to me personally, that just means you're really aligned. Like you're very much aligned. That's how my cycle is. So like I know like by tomorrow, I'll be having the fun part of my cycle. I've noticed that with me too. Yeah, I'm always ovulating during the new moon, and I always have my period during the full moon. And I know mine's gonna start like tomorrow. Yeah, so it's cool. It's like, it's a really cool thing. To me, that's like, oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Like if you think about it, right? It's like the moon is the female, it's the mother, and it's in cycles for a reason. And if you look in different cultures, most of their beliefs are like that, right? So yeah, it's just kind of cool. Okay, let's do a second spread. You know what? Let's just dive into the new one. Let's dive into this one. In case it goes really long and in case we don't do a third one, I skipped a month and today, bam. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, going so fast. I'm backwards then. I'm ovulating now. That's okay. That's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. All our cycles are different, for different reasons. But that's how I do look at it. Let's see. New moon, new beginnings, full moon endings. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And they also say like new moons, like if you're into magic, are good for like fertility spells for that reason. Okay. Literally, as I'm listening and taking the message in, the pressure and energy load feels dissipating. It's going away in the same way it came to me suddenly. Oh, wow. Yeah, guys, there's gonna be so many messages coming in for you. So like, try, and I think I say this every time, so I apologize if I'm repetitive, but try really hard to like grasp them before they run away. I just can't get over last night, like how much came to me. And between last night and this morning, I was just like, good Lord. Kind of makes me excited for the, I'm nervous for the Capricorn one. I'm excited for the Cancer one, but I know that one's going to be very heavy emotions. Like, I probably shouldn't tap into it, but I can't help it. Yeah, like for the Cancer one, I think people are going to be very, very, very hypersensitive emotionally. I think there's gonna be a lot of grieving going on as well. For the better, like for good reasons, right? But then we go into that Capricorn full moon eclipse, and that's just really emphasizing more of the death of the masculine energy and death of the patriarchy, and really closing out lessons that we should have learned in the last nodal period of Capricorn and Cancer. Not to mention that's also like the peak of that last critical degree of Capricorn, where it's like it's that intense pressure of the breakdown. then that same energy we had when the lockdowns happened, right? And that's going to go on for 10 days. Yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm a little nervous about that, if I'm being totally honest. Anyway, moving on. I can't stop talking. Moving on. All right. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. All right. Any messages? Any different messages? Any different messages for my patrons? Or anything they need to be aware of? They're literally telling me the sky. They're literally telling me the sky. This might get very galactic. Yeah, they're telling me the sky. Oh, okay, this is interesting. They say we don't look at the sky enough. Especially right now, we're not looking at the sky enough. I mean, I feel like there are people looking at the sky and like seeing all kinds of things and like posting about it, but they're saying we're not doing it enough. Okay, we're not doing it enough. I feel like I'm getting preached to. They're literally telling me like the sky actually doesn't get a lot of attention. Like the sky actually gets innately ignored because it's not right in front of us. Like it's not like the ground, like it's not like the tree. Like, you know, it's not lined with our upright, you know, mammal vision sight. You know what I mean? Yeah, they keep emphasizing that. Like the sky doesn't get enough attention. The sky doesn't get enough attention, okay? I'm just the messenger. I wanted to get a telescope. Telescopes are so fucking cool. I would love to invest in a telescope. Like, if I ever could afford it, I would get like the most insanely powerful telescope like imaginable. There's actually, sorry, you guys got me talking like we're just chilling having coffee. There's a guy who lives here in Sedona. And his house is pretty infamous. It's right near the cathedral. And he has his own planetarium. And you can see the telescope. It's humongous. And it's like, oh, I want that. Like, that'd be so cool. I wouldn't stop looking at the sky. Anyway, so try to look at the sky more. I know that most places are closed. If you're in a place that's like opening up, like try to go to the observatory. Like definitely try. Like there's a need to really focus on the sky is what they keep telling me. Yeah, that's what they keep telling me. Okay. Any other messages for my patrons? There we go. Okay. It didn't want to pitch. Any other messages for my patrons or anything that they need to be made aware of for this full moon Sag cycle? We'll do one more. Okay. Behemoth of a deck. Any other messages for my patrons, the full moon Sag cycle, anything they should be made aware of, or any different messages that haven't come forward yet? Oh, that's a lot. I'm going to take the top one because that's a lot. We have dream, and journey. I'm smiling because I feel so much astral energy with this. It's actually making me lightheaded. Yeah, I feel a lot of astral energy with this. So for those who are not aware of like shamanic practices, shamanic drum journeying is a process. I guess you could say technically there's like astral involved in that, but it is a process of going to other realms, of unveiling certain things to you that need to be unveiled, right? I was talking to somebody earlier today too about that, and actually in relation to Norse mythology. Just a heads up, the Greek sector, the Norse sector, really on the brink of coming to the forefront, okay? So in Norse mythology, they have that similar concept of having all of these different realms that, you know, that you can access for different things or different purposes, and they all have their own theme and different roles, right? And that you see the same thing in shamanic practices. But anyway, so I just feel a lot of astral energy with this. You might actually feel yourself going to other realms and not recognizing there are other realms that you haven't been to before, but it's for the purpose of unveiling certain things to you guys, okay? And some of you, there's definitely going to be some galactic travel involved in this as well. I do feel that energy. Yeah. Now, only if you're called to shamanic practices, I would suggest starting to research it and research journeying. Only if you feel called to it. If you don't, then you don't. But it's really just emphasizing that astral sort of energy and travel energy. Any other messages from my patrons? Surrender to the sweetness. This is from the Starseed Oracle that just came out. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, and make love to life. That is all about creation, right? That's that creative, fun energy that I was talking about in the first spread. Again, going to places and parts of yourself and even other realms that you've been closed off to or haven't been open to because it's foreign to you, or because there's been people or aspects or perspectives in your life that are not really yours and that really shouldn't be a part of your own path because of the unique role you're supposed to be playing. And once you go to those places within yourself or these other realms and shed that, all of what you're supposed to be doing and like more of that creative fun energy is going to come into your life. Oh my God, it's so cool. Okay, let's keep going. I dreamed one of my new jobs last night. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's going to be more reveal of roles. I think that's the other thing too. Like so many people have felt like they don't know their role. And I think that there are different reasons as to why it hasn't been fully revealed. I think what we're talking about today is a big part of it. But I think also like sometimes there's just divine timing at play. You know what I mean? All right, so let's keep going. Trust the timing. Oh, that's funny. Trust the wave you came in on. Yeah, time is not running out. Oh, that's so funny. Well, I don't even need to repeat what that's about. That's funny. Any other messages for my patrons regarding this spread? Any other messages for my patrons regarding this spread? Any other messages for my patrons regarding this spread? Wow, the Starseed one's really talking today. Okay. So we have child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And this is something we talk about all the time, right? It's really within all of us because we're all part of one consciousness, right? And we're all connected. We're just all separated out into these fragments. But it all comes from the one source. Like if you think about like the Big Bang Theory, that's why there's a lot of that behind there. Yeah, the answers are there, like the answers to what it is you're supposed to be doing in your path. I think there's more about for those of us who like feel like we're missing a lot of information about our roles, or we're on our path, but it's like it's kind of slow going because there's timing, there's divine timing at play in what needs to be revealed, but you have the answers. You have it. It's just in the parts of yourself that you haven't explored, or it's in the parts of yourself or other realms that you've kept in the dark. Like, could even be shadow work for some of you, right? Because even the shadow is definitely indicative of that. But I do feel heavy astral energy with this. Heavy astral energy. For those where it's more of a galactic thing, I think you guys are actually going to be going to these different galaxies and planets, interacting a lot with your star family. Even if you haven't experienced it yet, you're about to experience it to get your answers. And then we have wait. Interesting. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. So yeah, there's definitely an element of divine timing wrapped up in this. But again, you have it all. Like you have all that knowing in there. It's just about unlocking it, right? Unlocking it, seeing it, and different ways that can, and different things you can do that can unlock it, or different traveling experiences that will unlock it. But for some, there is a layer of you're either not ready for it, or the collective's not ready for it. Like certain things have to be put in place before you're like, oh, I get it, let me go do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it really is a matter of, are we really ready to handle something like that, right? Overall, we have You Got the Love. Yeah, there's most of the starseed that came out, which is interesting. Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So I talked about this in the Mercury Cancer video, which it'll be in Cancer for quite some time, especially because of retrograde, right? So that's going to be testing a lot of codependency. It's going to be testing a lot of the shit we've already learned. And that's actually what I'm getting with this, that the testing might be coming up at this time and might also be kind of making it difficult to do a lot of this and unlocking these parts of yourselves that are just not known to you quite yet, and unlocking this knowledge that you already possess. It's just blocked off from you. But I am getting just a lot of that Cancerian energy with this, like Cancerian shadow, a lot with holding back. I just heard holding back. That didn't feel good. That actually like made me really dizzy for a second. So remember I was talking about pack mentality? For some of you, that's also part of this. it's a constant thing. I know it sounds repetitive, but there is a lot of energy that I'm picking up on again, how our pack, how our tribe is holding us back. Or what we've learned and picked up from them is holding us back. Elders. Sorry, I'm getting information. This is interesting. So I'm getting like elders and ancestry as well. Okay, this is good. This is going to be fascinating. So we work a lot with our ancestors. Some of us do. Not everyone does, right? That's like a personal thing. Again, to your path. Some of us work a lot with our ancestors. In some ways, that's actually holding us back because it's still staying very tied to these old pack mentalities and perspectives of the old reality, right? Of the old reality that we're not a part of anymore. I'm not saying to not work with your ancestors. I'm not saying to not. I'm just saying that be aware that may be influencing you, especially if you get focused on like, especially with everything going on right now, which I guess could also tie into this, like about race and everything. That is like a big, that's a big example of that. That's a big example of that. Now, I don't want to get into a political discussion. I don't think it's conducive to this, to get into a big political discussion of that. I could talk hours about that, but I don't feel like I need to, honestly. I feel like it would actually take away more from the bigger message if I just go into that. So just be aware that even if your answers are there and helping you and guiding you, don't tap into their timeline. That's actually a better way to say this. Don't tap into their timeline. Don't tap into what they experience. Don't tap into that. Tap into their love, like tap into their protection, tap into their wisdom. Don't tap into their timeline and their events because it's not going to help you. It's not your event. It's your ancestral event, which you do carry and you are connected to. But this is about you. It's not about that ancestor. It's about you and what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so again, also being much more present in the now. And again, being very aware of any codependency tests that are coming up that could potentially hold you back from all of this stuff as well. Because we've learned that, right? We've learned the codependency thing. We've learned that. So when these tests come up, just see them for what it is. You know what I mean? Wow, so a lot going on with that. But let's break this down a little bit. Let me make some space. Okay. I can see that our ancestors have some things that they need to express that we don't necessarily have to. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. Again, you guys, we're all very powerful, right? And what was I saying before? It's like energy is always interacting with other energy, always. That's just Newtonian, right? Even just going back to basic physics, like that is just how energy works and functions. And because we're so powerful at interacting with all these energies all the time, including our ancestors, we can easily tap into their experiences, knowingly or not. But this is about the now. And this is about what we're supposed to be doing because we're literally here to help. No one's coming for us. We came for other people, right? So it's like, it's important to also kind of, in my opinion, to remember that. Anyway, this is like, I'm actually like getting like overheated from all this stuff. Anyway, so with drum and surrender to the sweetness, that's a lot of energy we've already kind of discussed. I feel like that a lot of that was about the first spread that we did. I'm more curious about this with trust the timing and child of the cosmos. So let's look at trust the timing here. Again, it might be repetitive, but let's go ahead and take a peek. I hate that when someone has an opinion, they get attacked or canceled. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, you guys are my soul fam, so I'm just going to tell you, and I think I might have already said this, but it's like a lot of this shit, I think is also why I just never felt the need to like comment because it's like, I'm busy doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of us, whatever we're supposed to be doing is part of the new paradigm and new infrastructure. And I'd much rather focus on that than rehashing something over and over and over again. That's not part of the future. Like that's not part of like focusing on, building and all of that. You know what I mean? Like I know the work that's important for me to be doing and I'd much rather focus on that. Anyway, moving on. Let's look at trust the timing. Let's do cosmic. Yeah, let's do the cosmic deck. Tell me about trust the timing. 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 God, I love this deck. Just the Starseed deck is just so pretty, you know? Tell me about trust the timing. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. This is interesting. The Fool. Aries energy could also be Aquarius because it's a Uranus card for Pentacles, Cappy. The Devil, Capricorn energy. I feel eagerness with this. I feel like restlessness. That Fool is going towards that new, right? It's like to the unknown, right? To the unknown. But then we have the Four of Pentacles with the Devil. That's a lot of restraint, right? That's a lot of holding on to things that, excuse me, keep us bound. But I'm also getting eagerness with this. So like, it's a weird push and pull I'm getting with these cards. Like there's an eagerness for getting on our path. There's an eagerness for having progress. There's an eagerness to create. But then this energy is holding us up as well. Again, it's the push pull. It's like, oh, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this. But then it's like, oh, the old ways, the old thinking, the old restraints. Well, maybe I can't because of this, or maybe I can't because of that. Like, I'm also feeling a lot of like blocking off the heart. The Four of Pentacles is actually my blocked heart chakra card. Because in traditional tarot, it's like he's holding it like right over his heart chakra, and he's got one like right on his head, like suppressing his crown. Like the more we hold on, the less we can see. The more we hold on, the less receptive we are. And that's what I'm getting with this, right? It's like, yes, there's an eagerness, but at the same time, there's a lot of like holding ourselves back because of old shit, because of old stuff we want to hold on to, or old stuff we're tied to, right? Again, part of that pack mentality and just old paradigm. Yeah, and again, it's all about the timing, right? Until we cannot do this anymore, we're not really ready. That's the other thing too. Like, until we can learn to not sit in this, we're not going to be ready. Okay, let's keep going. Bastard Devil. I mean, the Devil's kind of a cool card. I mean, the Devil is kind of cool because like it's not just inherently negative. Like there are positive aspects to the Devil. Like one thing I like about the Devil is that in a positive light, when it's being used properly and appropriately energetically instead of like oppressive, it's like it's understanding shadow. It's understanding like the game, so to speak, and using that to your advantage without harming people. Like that's a positive part of the Devil. Like that's very Capricorn. Like I feel like Capricorn energies have a great understanding of what drives people, of what motivates people, like the things we really truly desire, and how to use that to get things done, and how to use that to manage people. Now, again, that could be used shadowy or it can be used appropriately, right? But that's kind of the beauty of the Devil, in my opinion. Anyway, let's keep going. Tell me more about trust the timing. Yeah, like, okay, sorry, this is gonna be repetitive, but yeah, we're not going to be able to really fully embrace these parts of ourselves or see these parts of ourselves or see parts of our galactic origins and galactic family until we're truly ready and primed for that. Like there's no room for that if there's still this stuff being taken up in our heart space. And I'm getting more about the heart space than anything else, you know? So again, just a reminder of that. Tell me more about trust the timing. Yeah. Oh geez, tell me more about trust the timing. Oh geez. Oh. Oh my. Three of Swords, Libra energy with the King of Cups in reverse. Scorpionic energy could also be water or air. Then we have the Eight of Cups, Piscean energy with the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy. Oh crap. Yeah, again, this is part of the stuff that is still occupying our heart space a little bit. I mean, this is just pain, man. This is just pain that affects us emotionally, that keeps us emotionally shut off and not balanced, right? Even if they're like minor, even if it's minor, like if it's taking up any space in your heart, any space in your mind, even in a minor way, it's still there, right? It's still there, especially if it's like you think about it or you feel it and you're like you recoil or you're like it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel right. That's taking up precious space, keeping you chained to the past, keeping you chained to these old ways, especially if this is in relation to any like pack mentality that kind of was at play for you. And when I say pack mentality, I do mean your family, I do mean your tribes, I do mean the people you gravitated towards, even if it was for the like good reasons, even if you have love for them and there was a lot of good parts about it, right? Eventually things change. Eventually things evolve. And again, how that has affected us. But yeah, taking up any space like that with this stuff is just going to keep us more and more closed off to all the beautiful things, all of the galactic things, and the parts of ourselves that we don't allow ourselves to see, because this is the stuff that's taking up that space. Our awareness space, I'll say it that way. And then we have the Eight of Cups with the Lovers in reverse. I actually feel more contemplation with this. I actually feel very stagnant with this. Eight of Cups is usually a card of movement, but I just feel like the illustration is saying everything that I'm feeling with this. I just feel like a sitting in it, like a total sitting in it. And Lovers in reverse, it could indicate like, things that have gone awry that are still taking up your heart space. It could definitely indicate that, even if it's a minor way. It doesn't have to be major. It doesn't have to be haunting you. It could be very minor. Like, we're at the stage of the game now where we work through a lot of stuff, a lot of big stuff. And now we're at the stage of the game where it's like, it's even the subtle things, right? That aren't killing us day to day, but that still bother us or still get triggered by every once in a blue moon, right? Even that stuff takes up space. And again, it's always a process. It's always a journey. It will be never ending, but it's also part of growth, right? It's part of this incarnation. It's part of what we signed up for. But anyway, I'm also getting that lack of alignment here by sitting in it, and allowing these emotions and these thoughts around these emotions to take up space and like where we can have all this goodness, right? We want to be the Fool, but we can't fully embrace the unknown unless this awfulness. I mean, like, it just feels, it doesn't feel good. Like, honestly, it makes me like cringe a little bit, even if it's just minor. It's like this stuff is taking up that space and we can't fully embrace full energy because of it. Some of this is also stuff that makes us feel like we can't go into the unknown, even if it's very subconscious, right? Even if it's like, I can't try gardening because I can't even think of an example, but like I can't try gardening because it reminds me of that person, or I can't try gardening because I'm not good at this or I'm not good at that, or I can't try gardening because my family thinks this, that. Like, even if it's small shit like that, right? We have to go towards the unknown. That's the only way all of this is going to happen. Overall, High Priestess, I'm not surprised. I'm sure you guys aren't either. Piscean energy, also Gemini energy for me as a reader. Again, what's hidden, right? That hidden knowledge. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. It does. It totally does. It just has to be tapped open when we're really ready for it, and when we can really let these parts of ourselves come out and play by letting go of the stuff that's taking up space, right? From pack mentalities and things that are not truly ours and truly our own, like letting that shit go. It's a process. I know it's a process though. Wow. Okay. Mixing the decks is really crazy. LOL, I love this. Yeah, I'm loving it too. I'm loving it. I don't think I'm like ever like taking this deck apart ever again. I really love it. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. Obviously, that's what came out with like trust the timing and why like there's a timing factor here. But like I said, also there is an aspect of being able to astral as well to different realms, to different, and also opening in different parts of yourselves, right? Because even that's a journey, doing that kind of work with yourself. But be aware that that is very possible right now. The more we stay cognizant and present of the stuff that is still taking up our heart space and our mental space, whether they're minor or major, and whether they're related to pack mentality or not, really important to just be aware of it and like clear it out and like remove it as much as we can, or processing it, acknowledging it and accepting it, right? Then we can really expand, and we're just gonna get more and more information, okay? Whew. Especially as these codependency tests come up. That might also be what's going to make, you guys aware of what's still sitting in your heart space. These codependency tests, some of you, that's going to be the key in recognizing what's still sitting in your heart space. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, the rest of it is, it's going to be repetitive at this point. So I think we should just move on to another spread. Where are we at? An hour and 20. This tea is like really sweet. I'm going to combine a couple decks of mine now. Yeah, why not? I mean, play around with it. There are a couple decks that would go really well together, and like these two are perfect together. I'm not going to lie. I wish we got more like angel ancestor cards out here. I mean, because I love both of these decks, but it came out this way for a reason. Guys, it's gonna be a really cool journey. Honestly, it's gonna be such a cool journey if we're like not holding ourselves back or not allowing pieces of other people and past events to hold us back anymore. Like, it's gonna be such an amazing journey if we can let ourselves do that. And again, not being afraid to have that different voice. And that's something that I know everyone kind of struggles with sometimes, like having that different perspective, having that different opinion. Like, it's cool. Like, it's cool to see that, and it's important that we have that. But sometimes it is hard for us to voice it because it's different, but that's also why it's important to embrace that, right? Anyway, I'm gonna stop preaching. All right, let's just do a typical tarot spread. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Just a typical tarot one? I don't know, it's not nearly as fun, right? After doing these like intense like oracle ones, it's like not nearly as fun to do a typical tarot one for me. What was the deck that you don't have listed? Oh, the Illuminati. I'll list it after this. Well, I'm gonna try. I know myself, I will probably forget. I'm gonna try. It's the Illuminati one. I'll show you guys. The one that has that background on it, with like that kind of illustration, that's the one I don't have listed. All the other ones are listed. Lighten the mood. Yeah, like let's just do a typical tarot. Let's do a typical tarot one. We'll start with sexual magic. We'll go like complete 180. We'll go a little more 3D for a hot minute. Let's see, Galaxy, Illuminati. Yeah, so the other ones that I have listed, here, I'll show you. The ones that I mixed, I know you guys are really curious about those. So the ones that I mixed, the Starseed Oracle, that one's listed below. And then the other one, Angels and Ancestors. So those are the two that I mixed, and both of them are listed below. Okay. After that deep reading, who wants something typical? LOL says. And the Scorpio said, I know, I'm like, it's not nearly as fun for me. But, I think it would be, who knows what's going to come out. It might be fun. It might be fun. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Any different messages for my patrons for the full moon Sag cycle? Any different messages for my patrons for the full moon Sag cycle? Come back. Okay. Any different messages for my patrons for the full moon Sag cycle? Love that sexual magic deck. It can be a fun one to work with. Some crazy messages come off of it sometimes. Ooh. Ace of Swords in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse. Aries energy. Already I'm not liking it. Like, this also doesn't feel super good. This is a lot of lack of clarity of what to do. There's a lot of indecisiveness. A lot of indecisiveness going on here. I don't feel like it's you guys. It could be. I don't feel like it is though. Wow, we dropped down to 3D real quick. We're all like galactic and the path and the purpose and what's gonna happen now. It's like, oh, here's someone around you in your energy field. Seven of Pentacles, Taurian energy, indecisiveness and not knowing what to do about where to invest some time and some energy. Let's see. It's the twin, LOL. I know, how can we even have like any kind of spreads that don't involve some counterpart craziness? No, it's our counterpart, so we're all trying to break up with. Like, not trying to give attention to, right? Or energy to. You guys had to say it. High Priestess. Piscean energy, also Gemini for me as a reader. Oh, Lord. Yeah. I mean, you guys know where this is going. So someone doesn't know what to do. They don't know what action to take because they want to invest in somebody who's very mystical and magical and very intuitive. But they don't know what they can do. They don't know what action to take. Why do I feel like here comes the Emperor? You're probably calling it. Honestly, you're probably calling it. Let's see. It's a duality with this Gemini North node. We need the path and the 3D. I know. Believe me, that's something I really struggled with when all this stuff started to happen, when they like really dropped us back down into like physical reality. And it was like, oh, it's like, oh dang. It was like, it's really enjoying being up there for so long, you know? Any other messages for my patrons? Of course. The Empress in reverse, Venusian, Libra Taurus, also divine feminine energy for me as a reader. Yeah, so definitely. You guys know where this is going. You probably don't even need me to finish the reading, but yeah, obviously you guys are most likely this person right over here. Very intuitive, not giving this person any energy, keeping your energy to yourself for the most part. So they want to invest. They don't know what to do or how to do it. Any other messages for my patrons regarding this spread? Let's see. Yeah, we have 8 of Cups in reverse now, Piscean energy. So again, feeling emotionally stuck, feeling like they can't really make any moves, or they can't grow past this, or can't let this go. Overall, we have, I know, are you guys, I feel like you guys are just like laughing, because honestly, like we already know what this is about. Overall, we have the Hermit, shocker, Virgo energy, again, trying to figure it out, you know. What's the truth? What's really going on? How do I really feel? What do I really want to do out of this? All of that. Underneath that, we do have, is this the swords? Oh, wands. Yeah, underneath that, we have the 5 of Wands in reverse Leo energy. How can I dissipate the tension? How can I dissipate the conflict and everything that's already happened up until this point, and how we haven't been getting along? And it's like, I mean, you gotta laugh, right? Because it's like, how long have we been living this, right? Like all of us, like how long have we been living this story? Would you like us to tell you instead for a change? I know, and like honestly, like, and you guys already know this because you guys have been with me for a while. Like, this is a reason I also don't do counterpart updates that much on YouTube. I don't like to do them unless I'm pushed, because it's like, we already know. Like, we already know. Really, the Hermit. Yeah, shocker. Shocker, right? How do I get over my own inner conflicts about this? How do I make things peaceful between me and this Empress / High Priestess? Can someone smack this masculine out of the loop? Some of them are getting it. Some of them are. There's always gonna be a part of that collective that doesn't, you know? We can break this down. Why not? Just for funsies. Why not? Just for funsies. Let's look at the Ace of Swords, actually. We might find some fun stuff there. Let's look at the Ace of Swords in reverse. Let's do Gilded for the... Actually, no. Let's do Radiant Wise. We'll do Radiant Wise. Ooh, losing cards already. That damn Hermit. I know. It's like, it's just... like, yep, we know. Very painfully aware. Play with the Ace of Swords in reverse. And of course, energetically, you guys are like cut off. I'm also hearing that telepathy has been cut off, which is kind of interesting. I think more likely than not, you're just not participating in telepathy. I don't think it's blocked. I think you're just not participating in it. Tell me about Ace of Swords in reverse. I talk to mine every day telepathically. He gets it, LOL. Yeah. It's kind of impossible to, like, you know what I mean? Hold on a second. As we're talking about communication. Oh, crap. Oh, I hear them. I'm just, huh? Yeah. All right, talking about Ace of Swords in reverse. Talking about Ace of Swords in reverse. World in reverse, fixed energy, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, so Saturn, towards Capricorn. Again, how do I get out of this cycle of not talking to my Empress, of not being with my Empress? Like, how do I change things? How do I change things? I don't see how I can change things. Talking about the Ace of Swords in reverse. You know what would be really fun? I think you guys should call the cards. Like, try calling them before they come out. What do you think is going to come out after this? Because clearly it's all about how they're trying to figure out how to like cause change in the situation, right? How to move into a new cycle where they can actually invest in the Empress. So I'm curious what cards you guys will call. All right, so I'm gonna go back to shuffling. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. They have to listen. I feel like I stay connected, I become parasitic and stay in a loop, so I try to disconnect because it really ungrounds me. Yeah. Justice in reverse, Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, Chariot. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's see. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords in reverse. Tower. Tell me about the Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh, I'm gonna wait for a couple more. Ace of Cups, Magician, Two of Swords. Oh, okay. It's the Hangman. It's the Hangman in reverse, Piscean energy. They're trying to have a light bulb moment. That's what this is. They're trying to get unstuck. This is where they want to be. They're not here, but like this is where they want to be. They want to understand, they want to have clarity so they can so they can just have a game plan, essentially. They can't figure out a plan because they feel so confused or so indecisive. Okay. Well, I love you guys are calling out Seven of Swords so much. Okay. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords in reverse. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords in reverse. All right, I'm about to flip it. Oh, interesting. We have Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Virgo. Oh. Okay, sorry. That was me being judgmental. Let me take that back. Let me just own that moment really quick. I just got judgmental. They don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone. I know how y'all feel about that. So I'm like, don't really feel the need to say much on that. They don't want to be alone. That's it. They don't want to be alone. Talking about Ace of Swords in reverse. Lord. Ace of Wands in reverse. Wow. God. So, okay. They're just kind of they're looping. Like, honestly, like they're looping on their own stuff. They're looping on their confusion. They're looping on what they don't want, right? It's like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be away from my Empress. I want to invest in my Empress, but. Like, there's so much around them. And again, it's funny because it kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier, right? There's so much that they still are having trouble letting go of. And honestly, that's why they're indecisive. It's like, no, you do know what you want. You do know what you want. You do. It's right here. Like, you do know what you want. You're just trying to figure out how to have it all. Like, honestly, they don't want to be alone, right? They don't want to be alone. They don't like where they are. But at the same time, if you know what you want, then why aren't you just going for it? They want some like specific game plan. But honestly, no game plan is going to be sufficient for them because they're really still stuck in the old. It even says it right here, like Eight of Cups in reverse. Like, they're still stuck in the old. So I have an Ace of Swords in reverse. And this is what cracks, okay, I just gotta say it. This is what cracks me up when I read like this stuff, because it's always that, right? Like, I'm confused. No, you're not. Right? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just confused. Like, I want this, but you want it. Like, it's not confusing. It's just confusing to them because they really just can't move forward and let go of of what they're in right now, or let go of the old, right? They just can't do that. Like, to them, that's just inconceivable. So what they're really doing is trying to figure out how to have like two realities, and you can't have two realities. You got to choose one, right? Like, that's really why they're confused. They're not confused. They just want two realities. Anyway, so off my high horse. Tell me Ace of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, see, more of the same. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy could also be earth or water. With the Seven of Pentacles, it's repeating itself. Seven of Pentacles, Taurian energy. Oh, and look, a High Priestess. Piscean energy, also Gemini for me as a reader. Again, they see you as the perfect partner. Shocker. Yeah, they see you as the perfect partner. And they just don't know how to do it. They just don't know how to invest. I love Rodin's soapbox, but I know, sorry. When I realize I'm doing that, I'm like, oh no, let me get down. Yeah, it's so clear. I mean, I don't feel like I probably shouldn't be clarifying anymore. Trying to have our cake and eat it too. Oh, right, selfish. And it's like, I don't think it comes from a selfish place. I think it comes from more like, how do I say this? I don't think it comes from a selfish place. I really don't. Like, I think that they are invested in what they have, and they also don't know how to reconcile that in their head. Like, I don't feel like I feel like people who fall into this, like, you know, this kind of energy, they don't know how to reconcile letting go of what they've invested so much in already, right? Or something that they've identified as so much a part of themselves. I think that's a big part of it. Like, I don't think it's innately coming from a selfish place. I really think it's just coming from, this is such a part of who I am and who I've been. How do I let that go? Right? Whatever it is, like whether it's a relationship, whatever reality that they've created, right? Because they know what they want. Like, it's very clear. They know what they want. They just don't know how to lose that part of themselves and have that kind of like, that's like a major death process, right? They don't know how to do that. But yeah, they're stuck right now. They're stuck right now. You guys already know, I don't need to like beat a dead horse here, but yeah, you're perfect in their eyes. They don't want this kind of tension. They don't want this conflict. They want peace. They don't want to be alone. They just don't know how to let go of that reality, right? It comes from an inability to be true to who they are. Yeah, I definitely think that's a part of it. I definitely think that's definitely a part of it. And it's kind of, and again, it's kind of like what I was saying earlier, right? With the other spreads, it's like there's parts of ourselves that we're not letting out, that we're not embracing because of everything we've kind of picked up along the way that wasn't uniquely us. It's kind of the same thing for them, honestly. It's just manifesting a little different, right? But it's kind of that same vibe. It's kind of that same thing. So maybe we can all find compassion in there with that. But you know, it's good to also laugh about like the difficulty of this whole thing too, like how we were already doing, just kind of like having a little fun with it, because it is just over and over the same kind of craziness, right? But yeah, so that's what's going on. Let's see. That's why our guides push the independent thinking. Yeah. I mean, guys, that's so important right now. And honestly, I'm so excited for just like focusing on like what I'm building. Like, and I think there's so much that can be, there's so much reward in that. Like, and you know what I mean? There's so much reward in that. It's like, why not put your focus there? But, you know, that's just me. Comfort zone, they come to us, draw us in with emotional stuff, then back off. Yeah, it's like, oh, I got my fix. Thank you. Yeah, basically. I got my fix. Thank you very much. Yeah. For those that do that. I mean, not all of them do that, but some of them do that energetically versus like very physically, right? I'm focusing on closing on this home. Oh, congratulations. Oh, that's exciting stuff. Buying a home is major. I'm just feeling bad for them, but it's not easy for anyone to follow their own path. Yeah, it's not. It's not. Like we were definitely having a needed laugh, right? Like let's just, you know, address that. We were having a very much a needed laugh. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate my counterpart by any means, and no matter how many avatars they like had to, you know, use. I have nothing but love for them, but at the same time, it's like I'm very much over this stuff, right? Like I'm very much over like the push pull of it. Like I don't need to participate in it. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at. Like I don't have time to participate in this. Like I just don't. Like you're on track or you're not. Like, and I love you and I'll send you love all the time. I can't, I can't. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. Let's see. I just get angry and I have to feel it out. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Yeah, honestly, guys, like laughing is such good medicine. And sometimes people get annoyed with me when I do that. Like you're like, why are you laughing at that? It's like there's humor in everything. Honestly, there's humor in everything. Like, if you ever meet shamans, like they're laughing all the time. Like they're laughing and smiling all the time. I was working a crystal healing oracle deck while asking about my counterpart, and my feet got really hot. Any hits? I mean, if your feet are getting hot, to me that just says the root, like your lower chakras, right? That there might need to be some balancing out there is what I would take away from that. I mean, that's a really personal kind of, you know, that's a very personal check-in between you and your counterpart, which is always going to be unique to the counterpart pairs. But that's what I would take away with that. There's something with the root chakra that needs to be addressed. It could just be as simple as grounding or something else. Judgment from others influence, lose that part of what they've invested. Laughing raises your vibration. Laugh as much as you can, just from a good place. Yeah. Sometimes humor is so necessary. And at the point, what else do we do with them? It's on them. Yeah. I try to find the humor in everything. And again, people find that inappropriate, but there is humor in everything. Like there really is. And especially if things are like really crazy, like seeing the ridiculousness about it also kind of brings in more of a reality check, right? Like if you're dealing with something that's so ridiculous or a person that's being so ridiculous, like even if it's painful, like if you see the extreme of the ridiculousness, it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's right. You're acting out of this right now, like, and I can just laugh this off and just not embrace that, you know? Um, I wonder what will happen tonight. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I wonder if we're gonna get more dreams or more prophetic stuff. Uh, I agree. I see him going through so much and suffering, but I am enjoying the rest and peace of not being invested into their self-destruction. Yeah, exactly. And like honestly, we all got work to do. Like none of us have time for like that. Like it's just my opinion, but we don't got time. There's so much to do. Like that's really how I see it. Like where we are, like as far as like light workers are concerned and the collective, I'm like, oh my God, there's like I keep thinking that there's so much we have to do. There's so much that's got to get done. And like I keep remembering like there is time. I keep reminding myself that too, so I don't get into like a weird energy about it. But yeah, there's work to be done. You know, this conversation is so therapeutic. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys feel that way. And I apologize if I've offended anybody with like poking fun at this last spread. I honestly couldn't help it. Maybe it's a little shadow coming out, but I couldn't help it. We don't have time. We're at work. We are being called to action and duty. There's no matching that. Yeah. I was so awesome all morning until this reading. I feel so anxious. Oh, good. Yeah, no time and energy to give. Yeah, exactly. It's like anytime, like, and that is so like I'm so painfully aware of that right now too. Like anyone who like hits me up right now, and it's just like it's stuff that is like not that it's not important. I think it's important to also like have fun, right? And enjoy that like fun childlike energy. Like that's really important too right now, but. Yeah, if it starts to make me feel even the tiniest bit drained, like the teeniest little bit, or I start to realize it's taking time away from things that will be beneficial for other people or my work or whatever, it's like, oh, no, time's up. I got shit to do. Time's up. I can't. But I think it is important to take time out to have fun, though, with like, to have fun, like where you can and when you can. And especially like really try to explore some things you haven't done. We talked about that in the beginning, but like let's just wrap it up and like recap a little bit. Definitely take some time to try things you haven't done before right now. Even if it's just like learning something on YouTube. Like let's say let's say you guys don't like to cook, like maybe like watch some videos on cooking. Like just do something you haven't really done before that's creative or that makes you work with your hands or kind of gets you out of what you're used to, get your brain to work differently. Oh, come back. Not only no time, but it is an exhausting energy exchange. Yeah, I've been doing the same. My energy has been my top priority. Definitely therapeutic. It's been so heavy. Needed some like-minded people who can see the bigger picture. So grateful for this channel. Aw, you guys. Oh, sorry, kitty cat was making noise. I'm so grateful for you guys. You have no idea. Like, excuse me. When I first started Patreon, I wasn't sure I should. I was like, I don't know. That's a whole other thing. Like I was definitely feeling an energy of like, I don't know. But I'm so glad I did. Like honestly, like all the aspects of my work, like right now, Patreon's probably my favorite. Yeah, I would say Patreon's my favorite. I just think we've just built a little nice community here, I rented a huge beach house for next weekend and just want to chill. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. That sounds so nice. Like, I miss water so bad. So bad. I didn't think y'all would still be here. I was volunteering. Can't wait to go back and watch. Oh, that sounds interesting. I've been on edge all day. Oh, well, you'll have a good laugh in the end. You might. I don't know. You might. Yes, I love the vibe on Patreon. It feels so like, yeah, especially compared to like YouTube. And like right now, I'm like steering clear of doing live videos there. Like a lot of information that came out today, like I wanted to share that on YouTube, like the stuff I started talking to you guys about, and it was like, doesn't feel right. No, I think it's vital. I think it can help a lot of people, and I want to help people. But at the same time, I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, at what cost? Right? Like, at what cost? Like, our group here really needs that information for sure, no doubt. And there are people out there on YouTube who really need it, but I keep thinking, at what cost? At what cost? At what cost? At what cost? Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Right now, I feel like I won't. I've been watching for 3 years, but just recently joined Patreon after getting a good job with my degree. Glad to be here. Oh, hey Samuel, we're glad you're here too. I'm so happy you created this Patreon. You've inspired me to start my channel. Oh, congrats! I hope your channel is doing good. I'll go ahead and check you out sometime. I got pulled here last month. Thank you, Spirit and WaterBaby. Hey, would it be useful if I shot you a message over Patreon later to remind you that you wanted to list the Illuminati deck? I'm really behind on my Patreon messages. You guys, for those who message me, you probably are aware. I'm really behind because like shit happened. Yeah, I'm really behind. I'm trying to think of where you can message me. Oh God, that's okay. See, okay, this is one of the things I know I'm not good at. Like we all have like things we're good at, right? Like our skills and things that we're not good at. I am terrible at the whole messaging thing. I am. Like it's something I've tried so hard to like come up with different ways to make it like easier for me. I don't know why I'm so bad at it. And like I know I get anxiety sometimes like from doing it. I'm terrible at it. So I apologize to you guys who are like, I messaged you and you haven't responded, especially because they're my patrons and I do want to talk to you guys. I'm so behind on Patreon messages, emails, like I'm so behind. It's ridiculous. I have over 2,000 emails in the WaterBaby email right now. Like over 2,000. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I can't. I don't do it. And that's like a bad habit of mine that I need to figure out how to rectify. So I'm trying to think of one and I honestly can't think of, oh, you know what? The Balmy Spirit email. That one doesn't have very much in it right now. So like I will check that one most likely very soon. So you can message me there in the Balmy Spirit email right now. And it's not actually Balmy Spirit because that one was taken. So just go to the website to contact me and I'll get the email in there. Yeah, just go to the website to email me from there. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna try to get better. It's something I've been bad at my whole life. I'm gonna try really hard to get better at it because I should. Let's see. A pigeon will get to her faster. Yeah, honestly, if you like talk to Spirit and be like, can you please tell her this? Maybe that'll be more likely to happen than me answering my messages. Especially because like, I mean, not here on Patreon, but like on social media and stuff like that, and my email. Oh my God, you guys, I get bombarded with the craziest shit. Like, and also there are people in there like, excuse me, up to no good. That also kind of deters me from doing anything with it. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, it's, it's just a hot mess. Wait, what did B10 say? B10, that sounds incredible. Wait, hold on, let me go back. I'm sorry I missed it. Hold on. I just moved into a new place. Oh, next to a mountain, I can see the Milky Way and hear the ocean at night, feeling stupidly lucky just to finish the moving process. Oh my God, congratulations. I want to go. That's like the perfect setting. No, seriously, congratulations. That sounds amazing. Definitely sounds like a dream come true. There's a couple of lakes nearby Sedona. Yeah, it's just so hot. It's just so hot. I probably sound so high maintenance, and I'm not. I'm so not high maintenance. I'm very practical. Very practical. I can't be in the heat for very long because I run so hot naturally. Like I'm always hot all the time. Like I love the cold because I can feel normal. Like I feel like I'm not gonna sweat all the time or like run hot, Did you get an AC? Yeah, I had to talk to the owners first to make sure I could run it, and that took a while. So I started it last night. Oh my God. The deepest sleep I've had in so long. I didn't have to take a cold shower or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not like high maintenance, but the heat like gets to me so fast. So fast. Anything over like 65, 70 is just too damn hot. It's just too damn hot of weather for me to be comfortable. Like that's another reason why I love the snow and the rain. Like I'll be out in the snow in shorts. Like I love the cold because it makes me feel so good. Like I'm just so hot all the time. No, it gets 120 degrees here in the summer and it's draining. I don't think I could live there. I would never go outside. Yeah, I don't. Like I don't unless it's like between 4 a.m. and like 7 a.m. Like then I'll go out in nature, which that's the thing too. I'm trying to wake up early. Now we're just talking, but I'm trying to wake up earlier so I can go out in nature more. Like yesterday, it hit like 105 or something like that, and I was just like, no, no, this is like no, this is like unbearable. And it's not even July. It's like not even August yet. It's gonna hit the 120s. I know it will. God, I know it will. I love the changing seasons. That's what I love about New York City. I like seasons too. I do like seasons. And so it's like growing up in LA, it's like I never enjoyed the weather. Like summer was always my most dreaded season. I love the fall. Like fall and winter are definitely my favorite, but like summer I always dreaded because I also like I grew up in the valley. I grew up in this kind of weather, right? And I remember being a kid, like maybe it's a little traumatizing now that I think about it. I remember being a kid and both my parents worked, right? So in the summer, they always had me in like some kind of summer program, more for like babysitting purposes, right? But they had us outside all the time. So from like 7 in the morning to like 6 o'clock at night for 5 days a week every summer growing up until I was like 15, I was in the blazing sun in the desert. Like, and my parents would give me like three like frozen water bottles in the morning. By 10 a.m. they were done. Like, you know, oh my God. Yeah. I dreaded summer. I didn't even care about school. I was like, who cares about being free if you have to be free in the sun all day in the desert? um, I'm from an island and I hate the heat. Oh no. What island are you from? Out of curiosity. I'm a redhead. I would spontaneously combust. Yeah. Oh my God. It was awful. And I remember that they would have like misters like out in the yard, like to keep us relatively cool. And like by time, and we're kids, we're tiny, we're short. So like by the time like the water hit you, it was all hot. It was like hot water hitting your face. Uh, yeah. Oh my God. And when there was, yeah. Anyway, I don't need to go on and on about that part of my childhood. Also, message sent. Don't forget to check your bomb email. I won't. I won't forget. When it hits 115 in Arizona, it's hard to breathe. I don't even have asthma. Yeah, like that kind of heat where like you're sucking in air and it's like an oven and it just dries out your lungs instantly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm already kind of feeling that a little bit here. And I actually have to use like nasal spray to keep everything moist. Because otherwise, if I don't, that actually aggravates my asthma more because like everything's dry. And it's like all my mucous membranes are like dried up and things start to get inflamed. Um, yeah, it's interesting. Spirit had me come here. Like if I really think about it in hindsight, like I get the spiritual reason, like why Spirit had me come here for this period of time. But I'm like, really? Like I couldn't be in the snow. Like I couldn't be in the rain. Um, yeah, it's just interesting. But no, I am enjoying being here though. I am. Like I do like the energy here. The energy here has been amazing for me. And I am very thankful for it. I am. Like I get to be around nature, even if it's hot. Like I do get to look at trees from inside my house. I do get to hear birds, you know? So traumatic for you at such a young age. I mean, there are worse things in the world, right? Like I just had to bear the sun for like every summer. But like there are worse things in the world, but I definitely hated that. I definitely hated that. And I get it, because like, what were my parents gonna do with me? They had to work, and my parents worked a lot. Um, yeah, yeah. And it's so funny. I haven't thought about that in such a long time. I'm like really thinking about like all of those memories. No, I really hate the heat. Thank you, Roden, for this. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. This was such a fun hang. It's always fun hanging out. Like it's never fun, but yeah, this one especially. I think with everything going on, like I think we all kind of needed to just like have a good time and blow off some steam. It's not like that over here in New York. Yeah, New York gets really humid, and then you have that like the what is it called? Is it the urban effect? Urban heat effect? I forget the term they use for it, but because it's like there's concrete everywhere, it like heats everything up even more. Um, let's see. Yes, thank you. I missed this. Has anybody else had an amazing year? This whole pandemic has changed my situation for the better. Oh, good. It's, honestly, like this is supposed to push us in a better direction, right? So no, I'm glad to hear that it's working out well for you. I think for most of us in the community, we're usually using it to our benefit, I think, for a lot of people in the community. Have you ever had your lips sunburned? I've had my eyes sunburned. I have had my lips sunburned, but I actually my eyeballs have been burned more than any other part of my body. Yeah, when your eyeballs get sunburned, it's like that hurts. Like they get all red and sore, and your vision gets blurry. Um, yeah, my lips have been sunburned. So have my eyes. Uh, that's pretty much it. I don't really burn. Um, my phone is about to die. Ready for these? Yeah, me too. I feel like I'm on my real path finally. Oh God, LOL. I want to move to the desert a little from the Wisconsin woods. So I haven't had my eyes. Ouch. Yeah, like well, I used to play sports, right? And I used to swim. I used to do frisbee. It happened a lot when I played frisbee because you're just out there for so many hours, and it reflects off the grass, like shockingly enough, right? And you're not, most of us are not wearing our glasses when we're playing because we're running around everywhere. So yeah, after like 6 hours of running around in the sun and it's just hitting your eyeballs like that over and over, your eyes will get sunburned. Um, Sometimes it happens too if I'm at like the ocean all day, which of course hasn't been for a long time, but yeah, reflecting off the water like that and hitting your face over and over if you're not wearing sunglasses. Um, yeah, I mean it goes away after a couple days. It just fucks up your vision and it just feels like tender and sore and it's red. But other than that, it's not too bad. Oh yeah, don't worry. My parents are like, "When are you coming back to Hawaii? When are you coming back? When are you coming back?" I'm waiting for all like the lifting to be done because if I go, I have to be there for 2 weeks minimum right now because of their quarantine restrictions. So I'm just waiting for them to lift that. Plus, if I do have to do that, I got to take Clyde with me. So I'm also thinking about getting the paperwork done so I can take him to Hawaii with me whenever I go. Yes, when we go spearfishing, the sunburn is so bad. Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate. Like, I actually don't know what a sunburn on your skin feels like. Like, I don't know what that feels like. I'm sure it doesn't feel awesome, right? But I hate when like your lips get burned because then they turn like that weird color, right? And then they start to peel. It looks real gross. Anyway, guys, so it's been like 2 hours. I love hanging out with you guys. I do have other work I gotta do though, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, because I like my work, but I could really sit here all day with you guys, but I shouldn't. But this one was really fun. We had some really powerful messages come forward that I think will help all of us because things are going to still be a little aggressive, I'll say, for the next like week or so. But yeah, I had fun. I hope you guys did too. And I will see you guys soon. I'm going to also try to finish the monthlies today. I only have 2 left. So if I don't finish them today, I'll finish them today and tomorrow because I'm going to do one each day if that doesn't happen. Do I think there's any other Patreon stuff? Excuse me. I don't think so. I'm actually working on the next Balmy Spirit stuff too. Sorry. Including the uncut episode that's coming up next. So for those who are in that tier, just keep your eyes peeled for that because I am working on that and I'm going to start bringing guests on for Balmy Spirit, which I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that. But it's taking time for that component to kind of get integrated. But yeah, so look out for that. Okay. I am going to go now. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming out. Thanks for hanging out and just being part of the tribe. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Namaste.